Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And it's your boy King again, back in the building again. And today I'm there with my World Cup qualifier squad prediction. People not gonna see some name we never expect to see, we never expect to hear. And if you don't agree with me, please remember to leave a comment down in the comment section and also give me your squad if you don't agree with me. So guess what? Let's jump right into it. Express my feelings, start my mind. Yes, so it's going to be a 23-man squad, and we're going to begin with the goalkeepers, people. And this is supposed to be the easiest part of the whole process of picking this squad because the truth be told, the keepers them supposed to be nailed on. So the first goalkeeper should be there is none other than Andre Blake, the man himself. Andre Blake actually didn't play the last game for his Philadelphia Union. Um, it says not in squad, which is a good thing, and it didn't say injured. We know that Andre Blake is coming off an injury, but he did play the game against Toronto FC on the 28th of last month. He didn't play the game on the 31st, so it's interesting to see why is that. But Andre Blake should be fit and is easily our number one goalkeeper. Our second deputy to Andre Blake should be none other than the man himself, Jamali Waite. Now, interestingly enough, Jamali Waite didn't also play in the last game, which is the 31st of the 5th. And he didn't play the game before that for his El Paso Locomotive team against Las Vegas Lights, which is a very interesting one again. The good thing is that this is not saying that Jamali Waite is injured. He did play a game on the 16th versus Indy 11, which is Team 131. So I haven't heard any report that Jamal Waite is injured, so Jamal Waite should easily be our number two goalkeeper. The number three goalkeeper that will go to Shaquan Davis. And I know that Shaquan Davis divided opinion for his performance in the Unity Cup. However, in my opinion, he had a strong showing in the second game, or stronger showing than in the second game compared to the first game. I know a lot of people still have a lot of issues with his performance in the second game, to say that it wasn't the best. I am no goalkeeper expert, but what I saw in the second game, I know that is good enough for him to be the third string goalkeeper, because who else are we going to use? The options are Tafari Chambers. He was the number one goalkeeper for the latter part of the season in the JPL. The other goalkeeper that was in the squad, he also lost his place in the squad. That's Brandon Williams, Benjamin Williams. Yeah, Benjamin Williams of Portmore United. And then the other goalkeepers, I'm going with Shaquan Davis. If you don't agree with me, leave it down in the comment section. Shaquan Davis played both games for Jamaica in the recent Unity Cup. Against Trinidad and Tobago, won 3-2, and against Nigeria, we lost on penalties. Interestingly enough, this is back-to-back penalty shootout that Shaquan Davis is losing, and ironically, I don't think, based on the two penalty shootout, them I'm saying I think Shaquan Davis are the best penalty stopper I've ever seen. And now, interestingly enough, me and one of my elder bridging them have a conversation about it, where he was saying that Shaquan Davis didn't look like he was about to save any of the penalties against Nigeria, nor against Cavaliers. And I was telling him that the great Alisson that plays for Brazil and Liverpool, I don't think he's a great penalty saver as well. I think Alisson penalty shootout record is not good right off the top of my head. So no excuse when I make for Shaquan Davis, but Shaquan is the third string keeper in my opinion. At right back, we're going with the man himself, Mr. Dexter Lembikisa. Again, he had two strong outings for me in the Unity Cup. Interestingly enough, he got subbed off at halftime against Nigeria, right? And I thought that was to go with a more defensive option in Kyle Ming there, because Kyle Ming is a right back that can right back and slash center back. Dexter Lembikisa is a right back, and he's a very quote unquote attacking right back. I don't think he's the most defensive right back. So it might be tactical, but I think that Dexter Lembikisa have enough, one, credit in the bank, and two, I think his performances over the two games would have been strong enough for him to keep his place in this World Cup squad. At right back again, I'm going with the man Joel Latibodier. For me, I think if you don't want to start Dexter Lambikis, I think you should start Joel Latibodier. I actually think Joel Latibodier should be our number one right back. I think he should be our number one right back. Now, Joel Latibodier did not play in Coventry playoff game. He was on the bench for Coventry's playoff game against Sunderland, and Sunderland actually beat them. Sunderland actually went to the finals, and Sunderland is actually going up to the Premier League. So Sunderland actually beat Coventry and made it all the way to the Premier League, actually beating Sheffield United in the Championship playoff final. So he was on the bench. That is why I'm assuming he was not selected for the Unity Cup squad, because we were told that those players that would have had matches close to the Unity Cup squad time would get the time off. So I think that it's a no-brainer. Joel Latibodier is a senior man at the age of 25 in this Jamaica Reggae Boys team, and he should be in the World Cup qualifying squad. For me, I think Joel Latibodier going forward should be our number one right back, especially if we're going up against the teams that we will be defending more. So Dexter, I think you play Dexter when we are playing teams that we're gonna have more of the ball possession, but Joel should be the right back if we are not expected to have more of the ball possession. So yeah, Joel Latibodier should easily make this World Cup team. On the left back, we're looking at the two left backs for this Jamaica national team for the World Cup. And Greg Lay should keep his place in this squad. We see Greg Lay didn't get a game in the second game against Nigeria and only played 11 minutes against Trinidad. But he really had a strong season for his Oxford United team. And I think that Greg Lay have enough credit in the bank. And we know Greg Lay's performance as well. We know in performance level. We know what Greg Lay can give us. And I don't think that there are any other left backs out there that are available right now that you would put in the squad over Greg Lay as one of two left backs. The other left back easily in the team is the man, Amari Bell. Amari Bell captained our Jamaica National Reggae Boys team in the two games against Trinidad and Tobago and Nigeria in the Unity Cup. And solid performances by Amari Bell. As usual, we'll come to used to those levels of performance from Amari Bell, so it's no surprise there. But Amari Bell, again, he should be our starting left back going into this World Cup qualifiers. He had two really strong performances, two really strong 90 minutes in those two games. And again, his Luton team didn't survive in the championship. They actually fell and got relegated to League One. However, he did have a strong campaigns, a whole lot of minutes. And Amari Bell is a no-brainer. I think he's our starting left back and he should be in the World Cup qualifying squad. At centre half now, the man at the moment, crown him king. Yeah, for crown Richard King, because Richard King over the past week has taken two high pressure penalty. Wait, three high pressure penalty. What am I saying? Because he scored the penalty for Cavaliers in the penalty shootout. He then scored the winner against Trinidad and Tobago. And then he did step up to score the first penalty in the penalty shootout against Nigeria. So the man himself crowned him king. And also against Nigeria, he had two, what I call pre-assists. The two important forward passes to Ronaldo Cephas that got him in a 1v1 situation was played by Richard King. And the first one was a brilliant interception and a one-time pass to the winger in a 1v1 situation. So now I don't think there are a lot of doubters left for Richard King. Richard King turned most of the doubters into believers, and he silences critics really on this outing in the Unity Cup once more. And I wouldn't be surprised if Richard King get a contract off these performances and they really want him back there in England. So Richard King for me is a no-brainer at centre back. Richard King really has been playing a whole lot of football, 90 minutes, 120 minutes, a whole lot of football over the season. At the age of 23, Richard King is just an outstanding centre half. He plays a bit like Van Dijk, and I was told that Virgil van Dijk is his idol. And you can see it, people. So Richard King, we don't have to talk no more about Richard King. The man, you have to crown him king right now. The second centre half I am picking in this squad is partner in the Unity Cup. And I think Mesa Holgate really had a strong showing in those two games in the Unity Cup. So easily, based off these performances, and I would say he had a decent season for his team, his West Brom team, coupled with a decent season for his team, and those last two strong showing for Jamaica against Trinidad and Tobago and Nigeria. I think Mesa Holgate keeps his place and should be in the World Cup qualifying squad. Next player in the squad I'm going for, the rock at the back, and that is none other than Mr. Ethan Rupert Pinnock. Ethan Pinnock at the age of 32, to the end of the season for Brentford, he didn't get much play time. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games he was on the bench, and I think he was on the bench for more games than that. He was just not playing for whatever reason, we don't know. But Ethan Pinnock, we know what he brings to the Reggae Boyz. We know that he adds value to the team, and he, in my opinion, should be one of the starting center of them. So easily a no-brainer. He's not playing for his club team, but this is what you call an exception to the rule. You have rules and you have exception, and Ethan Pinnock is exceptional, so he's easily an exception to the rule. Damian Nanalo rounds off the center halves and rounds off the defense. Damian Nanalo, yes, I was told that based on the lower places in the league, if you compare all center backs, Damian Lowe would have had some of the strongest numbers in that Saudi Pro League. So Damian Nanalo, not only his performances of late for his team over there in Saudi Pro, because you can see the last two games, it's saying that he's not in the squad. However, the games before that, you can see that he really finished the season strong, right? And Damian Nanalo have a lot of credit in the bank. One of the senior man at the age of 32. He has a lot of caps for us. Nanalo, for me, it's like a divide opinions. People, like I say, who them want, but I want to see Damian Nanalo in the World Cup qualifying squad coming up. Big up yourself, Damian Nanalo. Now in midfield, easy. The CDM that has been there for the past 2 games, I think past 3 games, he has been playing where he's supposed to be playing for Jamaica. Isaac Aiden really stepped up as the savior of the CDM that we really want to see. At the age of 30, he might put in a performance they will come to expect from a player that is still on the Newcastle books. I think his contract should be expiring at the end of this month, but Isaac Aiden, man, right where he's supposed to be playing, breaking plays up, keeping his position, doing the simple things, not being seen. 2 strong outing for him in the Unity Cup as well. 90 minutes in both games. Easily Isaac Aiden should be at the heart of our midfield at that number 6, playing the CDM there in the World Cup qualifiers. The next midfielder I am going to call a number 8 is Casey Palmer. I know so not going to come for me. I know not going to beat me in the comment section, but guess what? Me think I've seen enough of Casey Palmer over the last 2 games to have Casey Palmer in the squad. Casey Palmer played 70 and 75 minutes in the Unity Cup. Now, people is going to criticize his off-the-ball game. And yes, looking at it, especially in the game against Nigeria, his off-the-ball game is going to need work. There's no two way about it. His off-the-ball game is going to need work. So, I don't know how we're going to mitigate against that. I don't know if we have to play a different formation to mitigate against that, because when you have John Russell bombing forward and Casey Palmer going forward and you're not really getting Casey Palmer off the ball work that much, there's a big gap in midfield. So that's the issue with Casey Palmer. Now, the positives with Casey Palmer is give him this football, he wants to create stuff. He wants to make magic. And Casey Palmer did score a goal in one of the games. In the first game against Trinidad and Tobago, Casey Palmer scored from the penalty spot. It was a panenka. We're not going to forget about that. Yezimiani had a really excellent performance against Trinidad and Tobago. Against Nigeria, he had a decent performance, especially on the ball. He created a lot on the ball. His off the ball against Nigeria wasn't the best, but Casey Palmer, we need those creative players in the team. We need players who want this football, who can handle this football, and Casey Palmer, for me, should be in the World Cup qualifying squad. The next player, all 3 of the midfielders that started the both games in the Unity Cup makes the squad for me. John Russell, we were calling for John Russell from time. But finally, see John Russell showing up and showing out. John Russell shows why he's in a purple patch. I saw him post on his Instagram page that the definition of purple patch is scores again. John Russell ended his Barnsley season with 5 goals in his last 5 games. And it's no surprise that he popped up with a goal against Nigeria. That is what John Russell brings. John Russell brings running in the box, and he will score because he smells goals as a midfielder. He seems like a really box-to-box, hard-working midfielder who just wants to crash that box, get a tackle in. And John Russell, we're still learning a game. We're not familiar with your game, but we are learning. So John Russell, for me, easily makes this World Cup qualifying squad. Next player to make the squad for me is Mr. Ravel Morrison. Now, here's the thing. People are saying that, Ravel didn't do enough in the 2 games. For me, in the first game especially, what Ravel did when he came on the first game with his limited minutes, that is the Ravel I know. Now, in the second game, there are a lot of, I don't want to say excuses, but there are a lot of factors why he didn't get on the ball that much. Yes, Nigeria were having the better of the possession. Yes, we didn't have a lot of the ball, but Ravel, in my opinion, usually commands his football, and I guess he couldn't have done that in the second game. I don't know. But in the first game, I see enough to want to see more of Ravel, and I want to see Ravel in a World Cup qualifying squad, especially with the fact that he wasn't in the 60-man prelim squad for the Gold Cup. So if he's not in that squad and he can't make the Gold Cup, give Ravel the World Cup qualifiers and let us see him working magic against Bolivia and Guatemala. I want to see Ravel in the World Cup squad as one of my midfielders, no doubt. So Ravel played 21 minutes against Trinidad and only 16 minutes against Nigeria. So he didn't play a lot of minutes over the 2 games, but I want to see some more of Ravel, so I'm including Ravel in my World Cup squad prediction. The other player, the wild card now, for me in midfield, is Lewis Baker. People, I'm not 100% sure if he gets his international clearance. However, he was one of the players that was listed in the 60-man Gold Cup provisional squad. So hopefully all paperwork are done by now. If it not done and it have done for the second match, I want him in the squad. Even if he can't play the first match, I'll wait on him to play that second match in Jamaica. We did the same exact thing with Isaac Aiden when he came in. He couldn't play the first match because the paperwork wasn't 100% completed. No, if it's not 100% completed and it got completed for the second game, I'll wait on Lewis Baker. I really want to see Lewis Baker in the squad. So he's my pick for my next midfielder in this World Cup qualifying squad. That's my midfielder. Rounding out my midfielders there. Now on to the forwards. It's a no-brainer. Ronaldo Cephas, the man at the moment in our attack. 4 goal contributions in the 2 games in the Unity Cup. People, 4 goal contribution. Wait, we scored 5 goals and he had 4 goal contribution. Ronaldo Cephas is making things happen. I call him a chaos merchant. People, one of the best wingers we have right now, if not the best winger on form. I'm telling you, people, Ronaldo Cephas is the man himself. The man that makes right back scared. Every right back is shaking in their boots when they see Ronaldo Cephas running at them. And to getting end product to his game, people, oh my word. Ronaldo Cephas. I can't say anything more about Ronaldo Cephas. He's just the man. He's the man himself. He's the man, the myth, and he's reaching different levels. Big up yourself, Ronaldo Cephas. Easily makes this World Cup squad as our left winger. People, you see, when you see Ronaldo Cephas put on the turbocharge and puff out him, cheat them like this, you know a murder time. Yeah, Ronaldo Cephas easily having a very, very impressive campaign with his team. Yes, his team actually got relegated to the 3rd division in the Turkish league, but again, he had a lot of minutes. Ronaldo Cephas, man himself, should be there. No, on the left wing, I'm carrying Demarai Gray, people. I carry Demarai Gray, right? I'm for the squad. It's a 23-man squad, and Demarai Gray, to me, have to be in the squad. Now, I'm carrying Demarai Gray as a backup left winger for Ronaldo Cephas. As our backup left winger for Demarai Cephas, for Ronaldo Cephas. Demarai Gray is not my starting left winger. Ronaldo Cephas is, but he is my deputy left winger. However, I really think Demarai Gray will start in the number 10. That's where he's a starter at the number 10 for me, but not as a left winger. So he will be providing coverage for two roles, starting attacking midfielder and coverage for my left winger. That is it. That is it. That is it for Demarai Gray. Now, Demarai Gray really finished the season excellent with his Al Ettifaq team, getting a lot of minutes. We see that before the last international break, Demarai Gray wasn't getting a lot of minutes, and probably that led to his subpar performances. I was going to say poor because he has not been good for us, especially on the wing. I know that he has scored a few goals of late for Jamaica, but those goals came centrally. Demarai Gray needs to be in the width of the box. The same for the we don't want to see Demarai Gray on the left wing unless we don't have a choice. So Demarai Gray also makes the squad as another winger, another forward in the squad. On the right wing, the man himself, Kaim Dixon, what a strong showing. What a strong showing from Kaim Dixon in the Unity Cup. I know people are saying that, Kaim Dixon off there because he's not getting game for his Charlton team. His Charlton team got promoted. He got promoted along with them. He played a few minutes, not a lot of minutes, but a few minutes for his Charlton team. So it's no surprise that Kaim Dixon keeps his place. Kaim Dixon, when he puts on that black, gold, and green, he adds value to the team. And I rhyme. But when he puts on the black, gold, and green, he adds value to the team. The man is a trying baller. He's trying every minute, and he's trying to go forward. He's trying to take on the defender. He's trying to make something happen. And he scored a good goal, tapping at the back post. It was the Arnett Gardens, former Junglist link up. Kaim Dixon has to be in the team for me. I'm not in an argument. And I can argue down in the comment section and make a reason about it. And me can back up my statement. I said this with chest. Kaim Dixon, Afi, the in the World Cup qualifying squad. Big up yourself, Kaim, man. Kaim have to be there, people. Kaim actually played 80 minutes first game, 60 minutes second game, scored 2 strong performances. Kaim Dixon has to be there. The right winger, the other right winger, and in my opinion, should be the starting right winger. Same way, I know say it like a sound away, but the credit in the bank for Leon Bailey. And people are saying, what credit? What credit? Listen me. Give Leon Bailey the role, make him know, say, Bailey, you're the man, but you don't have to do it by yourself. We know Bailey quality, and if Bailey can show that quality for the Jamaica Reggae boys, to me, Bailey have to be the starting right winger. I know Kaim performances and Kaim have to be the deputy. But Kaim will give it things to think about. And that we want people under pressure for them spot. Even though me would start Bailey again. Bailey am my starting right winger, but Kaim Dixon is not far behind. But yeah, we are bringing Bailey. Bailey actually only have 1 minute. 1 minute so far from the 10th, from that game. He has been on the bench. He played 1 minute against Tottenham, and then he was on the bench again for the last game against Manchester United. Leon Bailey, I true we know your quality. I tell you, credit Leon Bailey and make this team off. Credit. I know people are saying the credit has slowly run out, but in class speak for itself, people, and for the class that Leon Bailey is, I'm predicting him to be in my World Cup qualifying squad. Now, the man himself, who is the starting number 9. For me, I've been banging on the drum to say Warner Brown is our starting number 9. And in my opinion, I would start Warner Brown as my number 9. So Warner Brown is my starting number 9. I know that he missed the first game against Trinidad and Tobago. I guess it was visa issues, and he only got 8 minutes in the last game. Warner Brown finished the Jamaica Premier League as the leading goal scorer. He won the Golden Boot in the Jamaica Premier League, and he had 2 strong outings. His first two outings for Jamaica were really strong. He didn't get a lot of minutes in the game against Nigeria, only 8 minutes, but we can't really judge him from that. But for me, I would say Warner Brown should be the starting number 9. Give him the starting number 9, and let's see what he does with it. But the man, Ramon Burrell, oh, look at this picture, people. This picture says a lot. This picture says a lot. The best kept secret. None of we never know Ramon Burrell. None. We weren't familiar with his game. We weren't. But Ramon Burrell, playing for Burton, scoring goals, getting called up to the Jamaica team in the first game against Trinidad, scored a excellent bicycle kick, played a brilliant game. The game against Nigeria, he was starved a lot, so it's hard to really judge him, but you could see that he's a willing runner. Same way, he wasn't running in behind the defense, but he was running same way, people. I'm like what I see of Ramon Burrell, so me I bring Ramon Burrell in my World Cup qualifying squad. He makes my squad, he makes my 23, so I want to see Ramon Burrell there. Rounding out the squad is man Shamar Nichols. And people are going to say, King, you lose a screw. No, I'm not going to say I lose a screw. But Shamar have enough credit in the bank. And Shamar is a senior man. And we know what Shamar give when Shamar is confident and Shamar is firing. And I think having Warner Brown and Ramon Burrell in the squad, boy, Shamar are going to get hungry. Because Shamar realize that he's probably third in the pecking order right now. I know I'm not gonna make a lot on the squad. I hear it in the build up, I hear it after Unity Cup. But Shamar Nichols makes my 23-man World Cup qualifying squad. And just like Leon Bailey, Shamar hasn't been playing a lot through the end of the season. Literally 6 minutes from April 10th. Wow, only 6 minutes. So match sharpness might not be there. However, Shamar, me know what you can do in this Jamaican jersey, and me I depend on you. Yeah, predict you for the in my squad, me I bring you for the in my squad. Yes, people, if you don't agree, you leave in a comment down in the comment section. I'll respond and we can have a reasoning right there. Now, this is my squad, people. So if you don't miss anything, you can rewind the video. Because the picture them really cool, and this is a new thing that me I do. People don't know, so me have to go on the visuals, and me have to go on the stats, and me have to go on the reason, me have to go on the facts. You see me? We can't just say a player for the day. Yeah, me know now say yo King Shamar and BLA a credit here. There's such thing as credit. There's rules and there's exception to the rules for exceptional players. And I think those two senior men are two senior man who are not gonna rush me for. But that's my squad on screen, people. You see me ball Pree TV, World Cup qualifiers. World Cup qualifiers, Reggae Boy squad. That's my squad, people. You see me? Yeah, people. Now tell me one thing down in the comment section, people. You don't know that is my squad for the World Cup qualifiers. Let me know if you agree with me or not. But that's it, people. Until next time, it's your boy King. I would say thank you for watching and take care.